Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nepo Mazeni. Today I'm going to teach you about the structure of a flowering, the structure of sexual reproduction of flowering plants. That is the topic of today, sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Today when we talked about sexual reproduction of flowering plants, in that the reproductive part of a higher plant is a flower. As you can see there in the structure, flower may vary in size, shape, and color, but they all have the same components, which is illustrated in this structure. You can see there in the structure we have the same components, which means we need to understand that the structure of a flower is consist of these things. As you can see there in a flower, the flower is composed of sets or whorls of modified leaves arranged in circle around a swollen part of the stem apex, called the receptacle. Receptacle is that part of the part that are swollen of the stem apex. We call it the receptacle. These four walls it is divided with four walls, which are sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels, as the structure shows you there. And then again, we have to understand that these parts of the flowering, these parts of the walls of the flowering reproduction, sexual reproduction, they are sepals. When we explain in deeper, we can say that these are small green leaves which surround the flower, which are the sepals when it is a bud. As the flower grows, the sepals are pushed to the outside and hang from the base of the receptacle. The wall of sepals is known as the calyx. We've got the calyx there. We've got the calyx there in the carpels. They said the wall of sepals is known as the calyx. That's what the structure tells us. Petals is the second part that are found in reproduction of flowering plants. These are the usual brightly colored conspicuous part of the flower. They are often scented with nectar as the base of attract insects. Petals are collective known as the corolla. We've got a corolla, which means collective of the petals is corolla. This is the part of the petals. Number 3, we've got the stamens. These form a wall inside the corolla, which means there's a wall inside the corolla. That is the stamen. It forms the part of the corolla. Each stamen is composed of a stalk or filament bearing a swollen part of the tip called the anther, which contains pollen grains, which is known as the male gametes. Collectively, the stamen are known as the androaceae. Androaceae. This is the collective of the stamen. Number 4, the carpel or carpels. This comprises the central world of the flower. As you can see it there in the structure, each carpel has three distinct parts. The swollen base, which is called the ovary. Ovary is the swollen part of the carpels. Contains the female gametes, which is called the ovules. The ovules is the female gametes, and attached to the ovary is the short stalk called the style, and this has the swollen sticky apex called the stigma, where pollen is deposited. The carpels are collectively known as the gynoecium. It is the gynoecium. We call it the gynoecium. And then if you can see, look at the structure there. The perianth is the term used to include both the calyx and corolla. It is useful when describing flowers such as tulips, where the sepals and petals are almost indistinguishable from each other. They are distinguishable from each other. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? That's how the sexual reproduction in flowering plants is. As you can see, the flowering plants can be of two types. The monoecious plants are those which contains both male and female parts in the same flower. Look at the structure. You can see that most flowering plants are of this type. The second part of the flowering plants groups, we've got the dioecious